Hello everyone, it's Open House Thursday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello.
Hi.
Let me start with Mariam today. How you doing, Mariam?
I'm fine, thank you. Today's my sister's birthday.
Ah.
Ramotu. Happy birthday, darling.
Happy birthday.
See, my younger sister she's a strong person. You know how sometimes life can be tough for some people, you know? I mean, it's tough for everyone, but some people just seems. And then when you're able to overcome it, especially when a lot of people would have given up. So I'm really proud of you. You inspire me in so many ways. You're so loving, you're so kind and loyal. You're a wonderful sister and I love you. Happy birthday, darling.
Oh, happy birthday to Mariam's sister. Hi,
Rama.
I'm fine. Since you're coming my way this morning, very fine. It was fun having New Year food yesterday, so I got into pepper soup.
Hey.
Fish pepper soup.
Ah.
I finished that one and knocked out, and then someone knocked again with hot rice.
Oh, you enjoyed this thing more than we
Let
did.
me just taste it small till I finished half of it. And then I knocked out again, and I continued that night.
It shows on your
That's
face.
so nice. That's so nice.
You know, this season is the season. Too many people to give me. Well, where is my season? I have too many people to give me.
Yeah, that's so true.
I really enjoyed
That's
myself
fantastic.
yesterday. Thank you for the...
Say it well. Say it well.
Thanks to both of you. For the
Because
fried
you
meat,
can call us
well
out.
peppered, and I kept the leftover from the soup to use for rice later.
See, so you know, have you guys noticed that I'm always minus in this entire equation? Anytime they're always taking
don't
themselves
like
and having
food
fun.
now. She doesn't
Oh, I don't
like
like food. Really? You said that? Me?
Of all
I
people.
don't understand. You of all me that like
I
I
was
want
fighting for
I don't
my
understand.
food, and you were minding
I don't
your
understand.
business.
No, we have to pay attention to her because she's a Muslim. She
Yeah.
always complains
Yes.
that
This
She,
is the
you
worst
know,
time.
when she comes, she makes sure we all get. But
Yeah.
at
During her
Christmas,
time,
we
we seem
never
to forget.
just, yeah.
Thanks, ladies.
Nice.
you are a Christian, you cooked in your house.
Interestingly, I have to give a shout out to my girlfriend, Damilola Olaya.
Okay.
I don't understand that girl. She just cooked for my entire family.
Wow.
She invited us over yesterday to her house. She cooked up a storm.
Wow.
Like, this is a young lady that I know it's my age mates, but she just with kids with rice, jollof rice, and not just fried rice.
herself,
Cook by herself. Woke up 7 a.m. in the morning, chopped everything up, fresh fried rice, not the one that they put in the freezer one. Yeah, it was in the freezer one. I do the easy one. She chopped every single thing, everything was just cooked. Fried rice, let me make it. They have everything inside, you know, and peppered chicken and everything. And she really,
I always like, I'm cooking this weekend.
yeah,
Though. I'm hosting my
she
siblings.
really
so
hooked us up, and I was really thank you
not
so
so
much, Damilola.
on
We
point.
enjoyed the food. It was great.
When
It
you
was just
said she's a young girl, my age, I'm like, are you not a young woman? Hello.
You know,
Please
I've
stop
said-
making us feel old.
No,
you know,
Mariah
this-
is in that
this
class
This
of-
is 2020.
She's Mommy Gio. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just
I'm
20
not
years
Mommy
old.
Gio, please.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it.
I am not Mommy Gio. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown. How you doing? Evangeline?
I'm doing amazing. So still in the celebration mode. I got home yesterday and my mother-in-law did this inyo. So soft.
This is-
I was eating and I was exhaling.
Uh-uh,
You know, I was
imagine.
blessing her in my heart. I just got back and I had that with very hot egusi soup. So the kids opted for jollof rice and whatever. So immediately I got to my house. My help was still battling with her fried rice. Auntie, are you eating? No, I want to sleep. I slept till 5 p.m.
Fantastic.
And I got up and started
You
getting
guys,
ready.
have you tasted fisherman soup before?
I have.
Oh!
Wait,
That soup is
fisherman
something
soup.
else.
What was that? It's like
It's got prawns.
a
it's got
restaurant?
Foods.
No, it's the
Oh,
soup,
like
a
the
kind of
seafood
soup.
has everything.
I mean,
And the
I'm
style of
so
the
late
soup.
to this party.
Who-
I went out somewhere and that's
You
what
had
I
it.
ordered. I'm
Fisherman
like,
soup.
It's lovely.
what?
Oh, you're going to tell me where you
Actually
ordered it from?
Yes,
I'll have to go
it's
there.
fantastic. And Nigerians, that's all you should take. I'm telling
No.
you, it's the
No,
best
It
soup.
depends. So for some
Which
people,
other?
some people
No,
don't like
there's
it.
no
No.
soup like fisherman
No,
soup.
that's not
No,
true.
no.
And where is it from? The
That's
south
so
south,
not
right?
true.
Yes,
South
Ah,
South,
no.
yeah.
Well done to you people.
mean, they
well
try.
done.
Thank you. I'm cooking on Saturday.
Please
You are not
bring
soup
bring
for
for
us
us on
No, you
Monday.
people are not invited. Only my siblings.
Yeah, we
I'm
make a
hosting
Mickey.
them.
Can we just, it's Thursday, please. I know it's just in day. Please, all this soup. Cooking everything.
let's move.
Before I run off, I have to really acknowledge my sister-in-law. I mean, she celebrated her 40th birthday, the delivery of her daughter's birthday, and she finished her PhD. And not
That's
just
huge.
finished, she was the best graduating student in the university,
Wow.
That's
university in
huge.
America. And she was a student speaker, valedictorian. Wow. I mean, like Nigerian. I mean, I was really even angry that she didn't tell me on time. I would have made sure all the papers in Lagos
made
State.
noise.
What is that? Who is it? It's not easy to see Nigerian who is a valedictorian. The entire highest grade of the entire class in her university in Michigan, and I was
While
really proud
being
of her.
married, while having a baby.
I was
Oh,
like, wait, you
Lord.
should have told me now. All the newspapers in Nigeria must carry it front page. What is that?
do that now.
But she just said, Mariah, just keep it quiet. So, but I just had to acknowledge.
Congratulations.
Nigerians are doing great things abroad.
Yeah.
Great things abroad. And we're trying to
Individually
find a way to
again.
bring them home. All right, let's go on a break. When we come back, we go through the front pages of the newspapers. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Right, so we're going to start very quickly with The Nation. Remember, the year just started. Not let's overdo anything. Relax, please. Let's talk politics here. Hey, focus. Buhari, how will improve electricity supply this year? Sani accuser in face-to-face at EFCC. Kwara government land spuriously allocated to, spuriously allocated to Saraki. Naira Marley opens talks over car theft. And more states begin payments of new minimum wage. Please, who read Naira Marley? He shut down the whole of Lagos State. Oh. You know, I heard this concept was totally...
I decided against it. Yes, I wanted to, but then I felt...
You didn't read it? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's find the
Yeah,
story.
let me say Shehu Sani.
Major headline.
Shehu Sani. Let's start
Yeah,
Shehu
just from yesterday, I mean, this is one person starting his 2020 rather, you know, not in a good place. So he's saying that he's willing to have a face-off with his accuser. And he's insisting that he didn't take any money. And just like we said yesterday, it was for payment for something. But a source from the EFCC said that there's no doubt that an exchange of money happened. But the circumstances with which is what they will try and find out.
Okay.
They're also calling the bureau to change. They're going through their phones to see the sort of messages, you know, so we'll see what happens.
Okay, the
President
major
Buhari
headline, our president talking about
power.
improved
In
power.
his letter, one of the things he promised is to improve power. So knowing what the power holding official that came here told us, I kept looking for the DRIS. So the DRIS is in the new deal that they signed with Siemens to come in and, you know, with to invest in generation, transmission, and distribution of power.
Okay.
And according to that man, we've not built new plants. So I think the president, you know, I was looking for where they promised to build new power plants in the 6 geopolitical zones in the country, and probably transmission, improve transmission in the 6 geopolitical zones, so that each zone is generating.
They didn't really specify.
So no, they did not specify.
Yeah,
so
just,
the
it was
only
just a general statement.
promise in that.
Why can't I
allusion to
use
power
these general
improvements-
statements?
No, the only promise there is the Siemens deal. So we
Okay.
need to get the details of that Siemens deal. That's the only thing.
And I also think this lip service has to stop. So if you have a plan to actually change what is happening, give us a breakdown of how you intend to. We don't have plans, and you're thinking of giving us power. It's
Let's
not
move on
going
to
work.
let's move on to the Punch. Actually, more knocks, less praise for Buhari on New Year message. Groups demand FIRO boss suspension. Nigerians berate minister. Ondo rep appoints 228 to empower constituent. Nigeria's oldest World War veteran dies at 101. Hoodlums disrupt Osun crossover party. Governor ferry to safety. Wow. Don't rush to adopt ECOWAS currency. Experts tell federal government. And FG's assaulted rule of law through misconduct and high-handedness, says NBE. Let's start with the oldest surviving
soldier of the Nigerian army. His name is Pa Adama Aduku. Died on Tuesday. That's on the 31st. At the age of 101. Wow. So it said the last time they saw him in a public space was in 2018, where he was presented an award of excellence by the vice president. And a lot of people are coming out to say now that since he's dead, they are advising the federal government to take over his burial, make sure that he compensates the family, for all that they have done. So I wish them all the best.
You have the Ondo story.
Yeah, I do. So this Ondo lawmaker, his name is Olubumi Tunji Ojo. He's a member of House of Reps, and he's representing Akoko North East and Northwest. He's also chairman House Committee on Niger Delta Development Commission. Really? So he has announced that he has appointed 1 chief of staff, 6 special advisors, 156 special assistants, and 67 personal assistants. And they cut across the 23 wards of his constituency. And the appointment takes immediate effect. He congratulated them, and he's saying that this was done so that because of their commitment and dedication to adding value to the constituency and mandate
basically,
area.
I make
One
bold to
person,
say these
one
are
office.
just election
Compensations,
assistants,
yes.
and he has to compensate them. I just wonder how many aides the governor would need if the
I mean,
House
how
of
much
Reps,
are we going to pay these
the
people?
House of Reps
What's the
member for
salary?
one constituency.
These are all
needs
recurrent
220
expenditures.
Yes.
220 staff.
Anyways, I was going to take this story. I didn't want to lose this story. The Senior Staff Association of Universities, Teaching Hospitals, Research Institutes and Associated Institutions has called for the suspension of the Director General of the Federal Institute of Industrial Research, Oshodi, Dr. Chima Igwe. They're saying that the degree he said he got from some university, I think in Republic of Benin, was probably fake, and he didn't actually get his
Didn't
PhD.
finish, yes.
He didn't finish up. He didn't finish up. He
yeah.
didn't write his thesis
Yeah.
exactly. So, and they've been asking the Minister of Science and Tech, I think, to get involved, and he has refused. He has only just turned a blind eye to this, and they're criticizing him for not getting involved because he might be his
the
brother.
Nigerian University
Morayo,
Commission,
the
I know.
ICPC had already carried out this investigation, and they
Investigation.
said he was okay. So people are now calling out the ICPC,
ICPC, of
saying for
course.
you
To
to
have
have
compromised.
yes,
So show
But
that
because
Me too.
I am aware that the Universities Commission in Nigeria refuses to recognize
Certain
degrees
degrees.
from those countries.
Maybe at the
Those
time.
countries.
he
Yeah,
has
no,
actually
presently,
been,
till
he has
now,
actually been
they've not
promoted
reversed it.
continuously over a
Yes,
period. So
yeah.
people who seem to be stagnated in their own level have been actually got
not
invited as
Badele.
ICPC to come and help them
Come and,
investigate that. Does
yeah,
this
they
guy
don't
actually have the
investigate.
qualifications to be the DG? And they're finding that he doesn't have that. So
Doesn't
they're
have
working on.
Most of the people with those degrees had to go to National Open University in Nigeria to get new degrees to
All
be
right,
recognized.
moving on now to Vanguard. What Buhari must do differently this year. Picture of the harvest of New Year babies. You can see the wife of the governor of Lagos State here welcoming the first baby of the year. Minimum wage we're willing to pay, but, says Oyetola. Late Olushola Saraki did not pay for revoked land, says Kwara government. MBS slams federal government, says it grossly assaulted rule of law in 2019. Many people agree. Okay, which story are we taking in
The
Vanguard?
Sarakis. Sorry,
Sarakis.
no vex.
Go ahead.
So let me just briefly. So the late Chief Saraki had acquired the land with his company, Asha Investment Limited. This land in question was repossessed by government in the 70s for public purposes. And they used that, they couldn't complete the building, and suddenly things were just revoked twice, and then it was used to build the civil secretariat hospital. The portion that was now left for parking space, according to the governor, is what the Sarakis, in a very spurious, unexplainable manner, acquired. But he said the details of that acquisition did not carry, and they don't even have a letter of occupancy. That's what the governor is saying, that in the records, they don't have proper details. Yeah. This was not neatly done. And since it was for a particular purpose, he is revoking it again for that purpose. People are saying, no, that you cannot be fighting with the dead. That's quoting the NLC chairperson,
Right.
which is shocking to hear.
Okay, moving
Minimum
on.
wage quickly.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Kano States, Katsina, Bauchi, KB, Adamawa, Jigawa, those are some of the states that have agreed to pay for the
minimum wage.
Yes, 30,000 naira new minimum wage. So Kano is saying that they are going to not only pay, they are going to backdate it. It was approved in April as well. So some of the workers said in the papers that they were excited
That's
about
nice.
it. They are
That's
looking
nice.
forward to it. But the governor of Osun State has just finally, agreed to have a committee that will continue the negotiations at the same time. While Katsina is saying that the NLC is not just for them to collect the minimum wage, they are going to work hand in hand with the states to ensure that they bring up the revenue of the state. So they are going to have a special committee for that as well.
Moving on now to Daily Sun very quickly. Ohaneze and Afenifere Middlebelt Forum set agenda for Buhari. Our story on the eviction of High Commission in Ghana, says federal government. Buhari's promise to leave office in 2023 is no news, says PDP. CBN Bankers Committee begin redevelopment of National Arts Theatre. Southwest Security Outfit Amotekun begins January 9th, says Fayemi. So this is our High Commission in Ghana. We were evicted, I think it was yesterday, we took that story.
Took the story.
Yes,
And now federal government is responding. What are
According
they saying,
to
Nima?
the spokesperson for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ferdinand Nwonye, says that, that we were not evicted. But then in the details of the story, he admitted to an expired tenancy that expired in August. And then he is now saying that the Ghana government should have, given them notice of that expiration. I'm wondering how they live, not know when they pay. Then He went back and said they've not revoked, they've not repossessed the property, and then said the company just, broke into the premises. Please, the detail
According
is
to what he said,
he's messing
he said
up.
the letter they got from Ghana
And he's
was
supposed to be a
December
spokesperson.
27th.
Okay.
So he's trying to imply that they didn't get any notice
He admitted
of
that the tenancy expired in August. The needful wasn't done. He's requiring that they should give him notice.
A letter first.
Yeah, we don't already
No,
do
but
that.
it's fair to ask for that notice. You don't just immediately,
No,
because someone has not paid.
He did not pay.
Yes, if you have not immediately renewed tenancy, you still have that right
Legally.
to receive. Yes, legally.
Legally, in
like
Nigeria now, you're only entitled to that 7 days notice of repossession.
Exactly.
So this is not neat for a spokesperson and a Ministry of Foreign Affairs. That
Did they get that letter of repossession? They didn't.
He said he needed a notice of the expiration of his tenancy. That alone beats my imagination.
Wait for somebody to give you.
You may not have to
notice.
wait, but it's your right to have it
Can
too.
we not argue with it? Let's just report what the paper said. Let's talk about people's responses to our president's who read that
Letter,
story?
yes, so I
There were
did.
quite
A
few
lot of
responses.
sociocultural groups are saying, for instance, Ohaneze is saying that the president needs to listen more to other people aside from his tribe and religion. They cited the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, saying that he had to employ other people from other tribes like Dora Akunyili, who did a perfect work in the health industry, but he shouldn't just listen to his own people.
Afenifere also added that
Yeah.
the strides they've actually been able to accomplish in security is more because of the joint task force they have with
Yes.
the vigilantes.
Yeah. Okay.
So nothing's going to happen in this country if we do not restructure.
Yes.
That the restructuring is the only way that we're going to actually ensure that we have local policing across the states and then have everybody have access to their own individual mineral resources.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
go
the
ahead.
former governor of Old Kaduna State, that's Balarabe Musa, is asking the president to look at the mistakes that they made in the past year, which is 2019, that he wouldn't say he doesn't know the mistakes. And whatever allegations he hears around him, he should investigate. If they are true, he should find ways to correct it. So a lot of them just, talked about the security like you mentioned.
Okay, let's move. Our final paper is this day. 20 Nigerians who will shape Nigeria's policy and politics in 2020. Picture here of all of them. I'm not sure if we have that picture. It's interesting. It's an interesting read. And Arewa Youth advocates power shift to South-South in 2023. So, obviously, 2023 is going to be on the burner a lot this year. Yes, you're going to say something.
Yes, there's
I
a
hope
story did not make front page, but I think we need to talk about it, which is the POS, the 15 naira extra. CBN has asked that they should stop collecting that money, but fuel stations, especially and supermarkets, are still collecting that money from customers.
Yes.
So you are meant to refuse to pay.
And
Yesterday, we
or
went to buy fuel, and the attendant says, well, he must collect the money. He's not the owner of the fuel station. That's what his Oga told him.
You call out the manager.
Yes. So what we're saying, Nigerians do not pay for that money.
Don't pay.
We have been asked not to.
All right, on that note, we end front page. When we come back, we'll discuss a few topics with our guests. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. A video that went viral on the internet caught our attention. In that video, the Pope was seen smacking the hand of a woman to free his hand from her grip while greeting other children during the New Year Eve. The Pope has, however, come around to apologize for his action while giving his speech. Watch this clip very quickly. Some people have said Ashapalakpala, what rubbish, but hey, listen, we'd like to hear your views on it. We have with us a veteran actor, Patience Ozokwor. Mama G in the building! Good to have you.
Thank you.
Good to have you on the show. So you can call us on 070-80668014. You can also tweet us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. All right, so this video obviously went viral, and the Pope immediately after that happened, while he was about to give his speech, apologized for his reaction. But many have come for him that could he, I mean, he's a Pope. you should be close to Jesus. In fact, you should, what would Jesus do exactly? So, but others are saying that was quite disrespectful. So I'd like to hear, let me start with you, Obiajulu, your thoughts on this when it comes to emoji. What do you think it was right for him to do that, or was he just acting normal?
Okay, for me, it's not about right or wrong. It's just that when you are in a public space and you have been, you've projected yourself as the God's mouthpiece, handpiece, whatever piece, and people see you. You saw that woman was waiting patiently, and she was doing the sign of the, just waiting. She was desperate for something, whatever it was. And that story, what just happened, took me back to the scriptures where a woman came, fought in the midst of the crowd, and touched the hem of Jesus's garment. So I didn't expect him to have reacted that way. But he did that because he's human, and probably he was going through certain things that we don't know about. But when you're in that space, as a man of God that you have claimed that you are, okay, it's very, very important that you try to be in the spirit all the time. If he was actually, because he came out to apologize because he realized that he didn't react the way he was supposed to react. So if he was actually in the spirit at that moment, he would have seen, from what I saw, that woman was desperate for something. Okay.
I mean, Momoji, do you agree? Do you think what he did was wrong, or do you think that he made the right decision by his mind?
He was just human. You know what it is? Like stars, they come, everybody wants to touch you, take a picture and things like that. You can't please everybody at the same time. Yes. And the Bible even said that you that thinks you are standing, be careful lest you fall. Because he's human, God himself gets angry. Yes. God gets angry. Christ got angry. So the Pope was not very wrong, but it was very Christian of him to say he's sorry. Yes. Yeah. But that woman was, she overdid whatever she did. Like, desperation. When you say desperation, I want something, I go for it. You have the right to decide what you want to do, but you don't have the right to decide what happens after you have done what you want to do. Right. And the Pope was after children. It was children's occasion, not women's occasion. And then the woman also went out of her way to hold him, drag him back. Oh my goodness. He took a lot. And it took him also his crown to say he's sorry.
But as Obiajulu has rightly said, this is like God on earth. This is the person. A lot of Christians believe that he's that man that embodies everything God is on earth. So let me hear your views on this, Mariam.
Okay, so for me, this teaches us a whole lot. You know how we always say that, God is God and man is man. And sometimes don't project too much on a human being. So you are able to see for ourselves now that that man, the Pope, is a man. And he will fail, he will make mistakes, he will react like a human being. So if you're so desperate, be desperate unto your God, who sees you. The Pope did not have that vision that we saw of her doing this. Yes. He had already greeted so many children. So even he may have been overwhelmed, but because he's not God, he didn't see that. The person that would see her desperation is her God. The story that you mentioned about the lady that touched the hem of Jesus' garment. She did not pull his gown off his body. No. No. This is what he said. This is actually what he said. He said, the disciples were like, how can you ask who touched you when you're in a crowd where everyone is pushing against you? He said, I felt power leave me. That is different. So don't go and say the hem of the garment, they tore his dress off him. Do you understand? So it's God that can answer him, and the Pope just did what a human being would do.
Nima, your thoughts on this?
You know me now. I won't say I've experienced things like this because in my hijab, you're not supposed to come into my space. And what I felt was his space being abused there. She pulled him, she dragged him. And people do those things. They refuse to want to understand what you call your private space. 3 meters to me in a way, and you're a stranger to me sometimes is an abuse. And people can go and say, I saw her, she was... If you want to greet me while I'm greeting you. If you come into my space and jump on me because... I might react, people have said and that reaction is justified, and what he did here is simple.
It's just human.
If she had been desperate in her and called out to him, please look this way, please, he probably would have heard I wasn't too far from her.
But she dragged him. Can she sue for assault?
She assaulted him first. That's assault. What she did to him?
He sparked her.
Yeah, she assaulted him,
was
so
in
she
his
got a
personal
reaction.
space.
That assault will fail.
You know, she held the hand and refused to let him go. So he had to free himself. It was an assault.
Mariah, recently, Tiwa Savage was on, on the stage performing, and a fan flew out, dragged her. She fell on the fan, fell down. She was laughing. When the security guards came and took the lady away, she stood up, she was laughing, she waved, and she continued. So this is just, this is not a, a spiritual organization. This is just a human being, being a human being. She could have, some other stars won't take that. So what I see now is when you are in a certain space, you act the way you are expected to. You keep your problems at home. There was a particular celebrity who came on TV here. We were very excited. We saw her. She's a veteran like herself. We saw her. We rushed to greet her. And she snubbed us. And I told myself, if I see any celebrity again, I will never say hello. It's that bad. She could have been going through several things, but the fact that you are in the public space, you need to be conscious that I am here. The least thing I can do is to be polite, no matter what it is.
Not smack your fan.
Not smack your fan.
Okay, let me take this call. Michael, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
All right, good morning.
Morning.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year to you. That's true. We should be greeting her.
I don't think there's anything wrong with what the Pope did. The Pope's a human being. Because the lady was trying to drag him down. He was like, leave me alone.
But she might be desperate, as Obiajulu said. She
I
needed that
understand, but
touch.
He wasn't looking.
Go to Jesus.
Desperation will
It
not
was
get
already
you.
away. He was like, leave me alone. He wasn't like he was harassing the lady.
He had job to do.
Human being, it could happen to everybody. If you look at the video, okay, I'm looking at it right
Even
now.
his privacy.
Look
I
at
wasn't aware of that.
That old man.
leave me alone.
Thank you very much, Michael.
Thank you, my brother.
I was going to say,
I wanted to
no,
respond to Obiajulu. Tiwa Savage is a performer. And then she has paid her, all those brothers that used to follow her. The bouncers. So she's guaranteed and assured of
security.
that they will get there on top of the situation. Pope is doing,
Pope has the Holy Spirit.
no, Pope is doing his nativity, whatever, procession for children. And then he's suddenly being dragged.
By a woman.
Okay, so we all
He's
like,
not performing
I'll wrap
now.
up on this, but I want to say something.
Can I say something
Yes,
here?
ma'am.
Please, the way a musician will react to something like that is different from the way
Yes, no.
an actor will react to it.
Yes.
So, or a footballer. Our reactions are different because our positions are different too.
Yeah.
So, Tiwa Savage did what she did because she was on stage and she needed people to.
Part of her show. What she did was part of her show.
Oh.
She had Ike has been holding for a while. Ike, are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you.
Yeah.
Mariah, the first thing I want you to know is this. The Pope is a human. He's not a God and he's not perfect.
Okay, yeah, let me let you round
Yeah,
up.
so I just wanted to also use the example of celebrity since you brought it up. And a lot of people, you hear their stories, they are complaining about the fact that they are meant to perform. Because I find myself in this space, I'm meant to perform constantly for people. Nobody cares how I feel inside. Remember the wife of Prince Harry when she was talking and she says, and the journalist asked her how she was doing. She says, you know, this is the first time someone has asked me. You talk about me, you say everything about me, you want to take pictures, selfies. Nobody really cares about my space. There was something that Cristiano Ronaldo did one time. He took a video where he was at a restaurant and he didn't get 1 minute to himself because everyone that came into that restaurant wanted to take a selfie with him. And he could not have any sort of communication with the people. So yes, I understand that they're celebrity, they find themselves, but we should be sensitive to each other as well. That these people are normal people and they need their space.
As a run-off, let me take a few tweets for the run-off.
Okay, Life as African said, nothing is wrong with what the pontiff did. Should be Jesus' story way, okay. Then Andrew in Streetham is saying hi to Mama G. International Big Man says, hello everyone, greetings to Mama G. The Pope shouldn't be judged as he's human, but he's supposed to be conscious of his public character. Also, the woman was determined to touch him. He should never show that kind of attitude as a public
And as we
figure.
wrap up, I think one of the things we like to let Nigerians understand is that the Pope apologized immediately. He wasn't prompted to. Right at the moment he was about to give his speech, the first thing he did was realize, and I think leaders should take a cue from that, that once we are not perfect, we're human beings. The moment you do something wrong, the next opportunity you have, apologize. Because when you do that, it has a lot of regard. It comes with a lot of honor and respect. Let's go on a break now. We'll come back, we'll talk about other topics. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
You hear it when I say it. Thanks for staying with us. So recently, Rino Mokri said that in Africa, we give birth to so many children we can't care for. And these children grow to blame not their parents, but the uncles who have their own challenges for not taking care of them. According to them, this breeds deep sense of family hatred. Do you agree with him? And I'd like to rephrase that question saying, in today's time, do we still believe in that the family raises a child? Because you have children now, and people think that you can have as many as you want, but even if you can't support it, that my brother here, my uncle here, there are people that, you can always find some family support. And one of the things we like about Africa, we feel that we're a communal country. And opposed to as opposed to other countries where everybody's individual, you have to just keep your own. But here, does that still hold sway today? We have to discuss that. You can call us on 070-806-68014. You can also tweet us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweet. So Nima, let me start with you. Can families continually have children hoping and knowing or feeling or believing that their family, the community, will help them raise these children at some point?
Because that's the misinterpretation of that community-raised children. That's the beginning of the problem. They have already misinterpreted it.
It's true now.
When they say it takes a community to raise children, to raise a child, they did not say financially. At any point that child, no, I'm clear. I'm very clear to the meaning. Because my children, my dad is the first son for his mom, and he's used to raising community financially. But he didn't raise us with that entitled mentality where uncles owe us. Uncles that lived in my house, they reach 11. I've not seen any of them that I've demanded from. I don't owe them, they don't owe me. They're not my dad. Which is why when they demand the same respect and say, I'm in a place where your father, uncle, please, I know my dad is alive. Because I wasn't raised to feel entitled from whatever they have. That's how we're raised. In fact, in job seeking and all, you gotta meet your uncle here. I've never taken offense when you choose whatever.
But that's you. But a lot of people actually
depend on uncles. Because I understand clearly. You see, this transfer, the parent who has plenty children expecting, don't worry, your uncle is a millionaire there, the other one is a billionaire there, this one has a job there, will raise you, is entitled. And then you transfer it to your child, then you raise a bitter nation, bitter children. It's not a right, healthy way to raise children. The community raising children that we understand, that is in that proverb, is that discipline, wherever that child is a representation of that family.
All right.
Is a representative of that family, and immediately is erring. Anybody can
point taken, but as Mama just said while talking that, raising is raising. So I have a child. Yes, maybe things happen, and maybe I'm financially unable to continue my responsibilities. Or sometimes somebody dies, and you expect that the entire community can help raise the children. Now, I know somebody whose father died recently, and the family are already trying to scramble for the father's property. They have their salary and everything. You see? In that kind of situation. So, do we have children today still hoping and praying that the uncles will support us, the aunties will support us? Or should we begin to say, you know what, it's me and my children, and then ensure that everything I have, my resources are alone, or have enough children that I can take care of?
No, if you live in the city, maybe it will work for you.
Right.
But if we come to the village and send my child to go fetch water for you, or to for an errand, then you must also help.
Yes.
You know, if you want to stay away, we help you stay away. But if you want to live community life, then we depend on each other.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? So if I can't send my child to school, and you are able to help me send the child to school in the name of family, it means that child is useful to everybody in the family. Not when I have suffered to raise them the much I can, and then you come back, you want to, you go do this for me because it's still family. No, not just that, to show that we are family. We are family when we enjoy together, suffer together.
But Mama G, the problem is that I've seen women who say, I can have as many as I want because Shebi, in fact, there was a particular woman who told me growing up that I'm going to have many children. Once the first one is growing up, she'll start paying the school fees of the other ones. So you're heaping children for the first children to start taking responsibility at such an early age. So it's a mentality thing that because you are sending my daughter on errand or you are sending my son on errand, you must pay their fees. I should, relax and have as many as I have uncles and aunties. So where do you now draw the line between, having enough that you think you can cater for and just having children as you like because people are there to help you?
You don't think it is because people are there to help you. Sometimes, this issue of having children is not something you plan. You understand? Because there's no other means of enjoyment except to go into the bedroom. You understand? If they have money to send these children like you abroad, they may not be having too many children. But people depend on relationship to enjoy a little.
And then if a child, so we're allowing us just be doing the other room activities just because we can help. I mean, we have to find a way to curtail this.
That is true. Education.
Yeah.
How many of them are educated to know and understand this? But I thank God that some people are coming into the villages now. Because you live in the city, you don't remember there are people in the village. Until something happens, maybe you bring in a dead body to come and bury. That's when, or you want to do a banku or that. That's when you come. No, there are people in the village standing in for you in so many things. So don't isolate yourself from them. Whatever you can, nobody is forcing you to do this or that. Me, I wouldn't want to have children that other people will help me raise. I want to raise my own children my own way. But some people don't have that idea. They are not educated to that point.
I'll come to you, Mariam. Let me take this call from Biola. Biola, are you there? Thanks for calling. Oh, sorry, I lost that call. Biola, go ahead.
Yeah. There was a time we had a conversation about mothers and just having kids that they cannot fend for. Someone sent me a message and says, no mother plans to bring a child into the world that she cannot fend for. So we have that. But sometimes we think that people have abused it, which is they are sure that somebody will take care of their responsibilities. When you said, a lot of us have lived in the city all our lives, so we don't live in the village. We have forgotten really that there are people that have to depend on relationships to be able to grow.
Survive.
Yeah, to survive, to grow. And, but having said that, I know people who have also abused that. So I have relatives in the village who send a cousin over to help you take care of your own children, clean your house, so that my child who is staying with you can go to school and do better. But we have that child being abused, in various ways. We've had children being sexually abused, physically abused, So should we even be thinking, even for those in the village now, for those that need the financial help, shouldn't they also be thinking that maybe this is not working out for me, that I'll be sending my child to be abused, Money is not everything. If my child will have to suffer that way to get it.
My grandmother...
Let me pause you for a second. I have a call and hold it for a while. I think it's Nkem. Nkem, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Hello, good morning.
Morning. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I just want to contribute. For instance, I'm a single mother, I'm a widow, and I have 2 children by the special grace of God. Let's kill this impression. If someone is helping you to raise your children, it's a privilege, it's not a right. And let everyone understand that the responsibility of a mother or a father is to raise your children. Yeah, we can understand at times something happens to either the father or the mother. If anyone comes up to take up the responsibility, it's a privilege, not a right. But by the time you take it as, I don't have mother, I don't have father, people must train me. No, it's not. It's not. We should get it straight. I'm training my children. I have sister-in-laws who are in UK, US, and all that. They are not asking me how to, and I'm not holding it against them because they have their own responsibilities as well. I shouldn't push my own responsibilities to them. But if they come up with something, I will look at it as a privilege, not a right.
Thank you very much. I'll come to you, Nima. But Mama G, I would like to ask you this question. Life happens to people. She doesn't have 10 children or 6 children. She only has 2. Life happens. You become a widow, you become a widower, and sometimes you need help. But in today's city life, many of us are so burdened with our own responsibilities such that we can't even see the next person needs help. So I'd like you to help us bring that, let's see where we can put this in proper perspective. Can we still, or should we still try to find ways of taking responsibilities of other people's children, even with the fact that we can't afford it. Or we just say, you know what, I mean, I don't even know what solutions we can prefer to families to ensure that even while you are gone, your children will be okay.
You know, the problem is some people are even suffering. You think they are enjoying.
Suffering, yes.
But there's an adage in Igbo land that says, if you let your kingsmen know who you are, they will know how to handle your case.
Wisdom.
Sometimes you present yourself to them like you are comfortable, so they expect more from you. But if you don't have, and they know you don't have, it's true that so it's not like I have too much. But the little you have, like your used dresses and things like that, it's not all about money all the time. Caring, how are you? The children are going to school. Why? Oh, don't worry. I'll try to help next time. I don't have now. It's enough. And then nobody depends on each other. Like somebody said here, I don't give birth to my children because I'm expecting you to come and help me raise them. No, that's stupid. But if you find yourself in such a, and then I call you, like today now, people you don't even know call you on phone and say, Mama G, I have problem. Please help me. I can't pay my school fees. I don't know who you are. Whether it's scam or something, I don't know. And you expect me, just send me your account number. I don't do it. I don't go pay into people's account that I don't know. Okay, if you're a Christian, go to the church. There's a church nearby. Go and present your case to the church. They have a pass for people who I need. I send them to church. And some of them go and come back happy.
I wanted to disagree with the person who said...
Oh, I have to go on a break. When I come back, I'll take that comment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So,
so I wanted to disagree with the lady who said no woman would, naturally want to give birth to children they cannot raise. But I have seen women who, it's not about what you say, it's about the action. You do not have a job, you do not have a means of livelihood, but you are giving birth to children. So who are you giving birth to those kids for? Let's start from there. It's not about, no, I will take care of my children, but you do not have, I'm just getting somewhere. So if your body language shows that you are relying on other people to take care of your children, that tells me that you are entitled. So it's not about telling me you cannot. That's one. Secondly, I've also seen people who have, used up everything. This happened to a family member who trained all of his siblings, children, in fact, when they cook in that house a day, like 30 plates will be served every day. And this wrecked him, when it was time for his own children to go to school. There was no money anywhere and nobody came to their rescue. Most of them are dropouts today, because he was slaving for family and raising everybody all together. So we need to find that balance. The advice basically is for people to, have little, so that if anything happens, anything can happen to anybody. If you have just one or two, you can run easily with them. You can, squeeze yourself, but don't just keep having and hoping that somebody else will take it up from there.
Let me come to you, Nimba. Let me take this call. Dami has been holding for a while. Dami, are you there?
Good morning.
Morning. Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, Dami.
Okay. Concerning the family thing, it depends on the background, because it's not all family that has that privilege. Because, like, let me use myself as an example. At a young age, I was taken to my uncle's place. It's not that my father was still alive and my mom, but when I got there, it was another thing. At a tender age, I was turned into like doing the house chores and into slavery. Let me just use it that way. Till when I got to institution, still the same thing. So I just want to say that it's a privilege, although, that someone should take you from where you are to their own place. But some of them, they are not doing that. I don't know how I'm going to.
They're abusing it.
They turn it into another way. But your parents are feeling that you are being there, taking care of you, You are going to school, but it's you that is in that house that knows what you are going through.
Thank you very much. Yes, Nima.
So I wanted to say what my grandmom used to say, may Allah bless her soul. She used to say, Ogbakanya no ya ohara, or Imali no ya ohara. It's the same entitled mentality. So I feed you, you say it all the time. You forget the role that person plays. Probably you're raising children. And because that elder, non-biological child of yours is in the house, it's easier for you, it's a support system. You fail to see it as a support system, you see it as a burden. One of the role that person is playing, because no, he's eating, he's costing me food and everything, that's the communal, it used to be a support system, where one person has your back and then you have to give back. It's not exactly that everybody has a child or anything. Those days, they used to give you a moko to start up. Yeah. When you are going into marriage, they'll give you somebody to help you. So the child that will run little errands for you, and you will learn how to love and nurture from that child. We've lost those values, and because of that, we've now distorted the meaning of that communal living so badly that it doesn't have weight anymore. Thank you for taking us there,
because Nima, I'd like Momo G to tell us more about this communal living, because obviously, many of us in the city are still lost. In fact, we don't understand that concept anymore. And I'd like you to remind Nigerians what it is like, because I know a lot of people, especially from the southeast, where they have that communal community where they raise each other, they train each other, and everybody, they now set you up. Everybody now has their own business, you know. And a lot of international bodies have tried to do studies on that community where this industry, Abba and all that, where these guys, they help each other and they are building industries. And I'd like you to remind Nigerians how the southeast have been able to do this so well. Even to today.
In TEDx.
When my husband goes to trade fair, my husband does business in trade fair, he sees that people are there with their siblings, brothers, they're there working.
We can't even stop. It's part of us. It's like our culture. When you are growing, others, like when I got married, they gave me somebody who started life with me. Okay. You learn how to, because my people say that your side carries your brother before your own child. Yes. So we have this at the back of our mind, and we work hard towards it. And you always try to look back to see where you can throw even the little one that is left too. So, and it will still be in your family. And we want people to also see, like what that little girl said now, that when those children are given to you,
it's a privilege. So.
It's a privilege because they are doing something for you in the house that better than an outsider doing it. Yes. You bring in house help from somewhere you don't know her, or you don't know him, and they come as strangers. But these ones come in for you to help them, and they still help you raise your own children. Yeah. And your children are safer in their hands. So we can't do without community living.
There's a concept of witches from the father's house. That you see, when you bring your when you come, let me explain what the mentality will have. That you bring in people from the village, they will now know how you're successful. Your husband just bought a car, your children just go to the clinic, they know they're not that feeding them in the house.
Excuse me, is it not said that the devil you know is better than the angel you know?
It's even easy to address.
So if you find any of them that they are witches, you send them back. There's another one that is not a witch. Because we use such things to run away from our responsibility. No, everybody's not a witch.
Okay, let me take Adebukola from Zaria. Adebukola, are you there?
Yes.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please. Good morning, you're live.
I'm so happy to talk to you people today. I've been watching you people over the years.
Oh, thanks for joining us. Go ahead.
I want to send greetings to Obiajulu, to Nima, to Maria, Yamuche.
Thank you.
And I want to say to you that well done. You guys have been so awesome.
Thank you.
We miss you. We really listen to you all the time, and you have been encouraging us in all that we do.
Thank you, Adebukola. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay.
Okay. Right. Yeah. You know, sometimes I think I'm just coming to realize that a lot of our problems that we have in our modern time is just really about abuse of what we have. So this is what I'm trying to say. Traditionally, we have a way of doing things. But modern times, abuse has come into it. So we think that the way we have always done things in itself is not right. So it's not the way that we do things, or it's not the principles that is the problem, but the way that we have abused it that has become the problem. And so because of that, we're looking for different ways, other ways that are not traditional to us to handle this problem.
So for example, we have adopted democracy because we think we've abused our own local way of
doing. Yeah, because we've abused it. And so we think democracy that is not traditional to us may be better. And so for me, I would just like to see, how do I make it work now? Now from, you know, before, when we were going to start this show, I was very sure where I stood. It's, you know, take care of yourself. But when you said something about we need relationships, and for me, I know relationships are important in everything that we do. Right. But the truth is, there's so much abuse.
Yes.
And my mother would tell you stories of how she was abused because they had less and had to stay with somebody, and many people will give you that sort of story.
In addition to, let me just add to that, because yes, she's talking about abuse. There's also the point of we don't trust each other.
Before
we don't have family engagements anymore because we're all fighting. Sister is fighting brother, uncle is fighting.
People are becoming very selfish.
Yes.
Me, myself, and I. That's what is raining down.
So what do we do?
This witch thing.
No, can I just finish? Nima, please. So my own is, okay, now we now know, we now have a better perspective. What do we do today to make it better? Knowing our traditional ways, understanding that there's abuse, and just make it better.
Yeah. Okay, let's start from that witch thing again. Usually, when a child comes to your house and is difficult, not a witch, the child is difficult. It's your difficult sibling way born down. That's the problem. Yes, because you see, those days you have a child brought to you, and then the mother will not leave your house. I come to check the child. She's concerned for abuse, that's a good one. But when she comes in and starts to give the child, what did she say? Don't do it, don't mind her. Tell her the way I taught you. Refusing you to have a smooth relationship with that child. That child is not a witch. Now, the difficult mama, they trouble you. I asked to ask my auntie once, auntie, if you visit this house another time within 4 months to see this child, you
Nima, there are some people that have been brought into their homes that have abused the children in the house. Let's not forget. Do you understand? Yes. I'm talking of like sexual abuse.
Mother, if you fear abuse like my parents did, none of your child will leave your house. If you like, born 25.
No, this is what I'm saying. You bring in a child. I'm talking of the witches, and you bring in a child to help you raise your children. And there have been stories of that child sexually abusing your own difficulty.
Why is
it like that all over the place?
It's not the witch now.
Let me take this call from Shola and I'll come to you, Virgil. Shola, are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Thanks for calling. Morning. Go ahead, please. Happy New Year.
Good morning.
Morning, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, sorry. Good morning to Mama G.
Morning.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, the house. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Keep talking.
Hello?
We can hear you very clearly. Please go ahead.
He's listening to this.
So I want us to look at the solutions now, you know, coming from what Miriam just said and what Mama G, because I grew up in the East and we used to admire when you see brothers standing up for brothers. You know, my business is flourishing, I'm taking you with me to the city, I'm helping you to build your own. And by the time everybody comes home for December, the boys are coming back, big boys, you know, everybody balancing out each other. And mothers are always proud to see that their kids are helping one another. It's only when you come close, you know that probably it's just this person who started the business and helped others onto the business. So it's something that, you know, a lot of other people admire. But because of the, would I say westernization now, people are becoming more critical of each other. People are becoming more suspecting of each other. Now, as young women, we are young here and we are raising children. What do you think we can do to build that, bond within our siblings, our friends, you know, like have a new nation growing up to see that we can actually not be envious of one another and help others grow?
Well, I'll let you answer that question after the break, because even a lot of, I know a family that during this last Christmas, they were so sad because there was no sibling around. Not because they were not in Lagos. They all live in Lagos. Wow. But there are issues, fighting. Mother, stepmother did this. Brother did this. Auntie. So during Christmas, they were now looking for where to go for Christmas. But there was no family because they're all broken. But I would like you to help us as a mother, and so as somebody who obviously has been through this process, how we can, young women, young marriages today, raising children. What can we do to fix that problem? After the break, we'll take that. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So, Mama G, I'd like you to respond to what we said earlier. How do we begin to fix this problem going forward? We'd like to copy the model from Southeast.
Let's go back home. You can't do it alone. It's just like this drama I have come to do. We need each other. Everyone needs a shoulder to lean on one time or the other. So the best thing for us to do is to start, even if you don't, you may not even need to bring the person into the family. Just think of somebody, take one person and say, for this one, I'm going to take care of this one. I was raised up in a polygamous family, and then our mothers will be quarreling, but we'll be sharing dresses amongst ourselves, wearing the same shoes, and then and your mother is saying, don't go to that, don't go to that. He said, for where? The dress I'm wearing belongs to your mate's child. So we, today, with all our education, let us go back to our roots. We are not like the Westerners. Today, the Westerners are even looking for a way to do it the way we are doing it. So, and then when I came into my husband's place, I discovered that there were two boys. They were not going to school. I asked my mother-in-law said, this one, he has been sick. I said, this one, he dropped out. I said, no. These are the ones that will give me wahala when they grow up.
Thank you.
And my husband is already paying school fees for that. I said, no, I'm going to pay the school fees for these ones. I was a teacher. Why? I don't want him to grow up tomorrow and start leashing it out on me.
Yes.
Coming to the family. And today, they are all graduates. They are doing what I say, if not for auntie.
Yeah,
so they cherish me for what God used me to do in their lives. So think of what to do to others. And charity begins at home anyway.
You know, but ma, we have to be sincere. Christianity, they teach us in church that we shouldn't, what's that, the ancestral, there's always that demon from the father's house or mother's house. So, it makes us scared of bringing village people to our houses.
If there's demon in the family,
all of us
together and find that demon.
Thank you.
Bring in pastors that are strong that will help pray out those demons.
Uproot it.
They leave the family. And we stay like one. We are one blood.
Yeah,
There's xenophobia in the family. God forbid.
Xenophobia.
You know what? I see how important family is, especially for my children this holiday. So they've gone to Jos. There's grandpa there. Oh, grandpa gets us bread every day, and so yeah, grandma does this. They're with cousins. So in the Lagos part, everybody's busy. When they go for holiday, they travel abroad, and probably just send a text. But this one, everybody is holding on to everybody's hand. I can see that joy in my children's eyes to say, that's my cousin. That's my nephew. That's that. I see it. It's important. Yeah, we need to maintain it
because we have to properly talk about what you're working on. So Mama G is a popular veteran Nigerian actor, fashion designer. I didn't know you're a fashion designer. A gospel singer.
Yes.
She won the Best Supporting Actress Award 2012 and 2023.
2013.
Where is that?
She has gone to the future.
And the 10th Africa Movie Academy, and she was among 100 Nigerians honored by the government to celebrate the amalgamation of the Northern and Southern Protectorates in 2014. Yes, welcome with us again, Patience Ozokwor. And I know you're working on a project, and we have to know about this project. What movie are you working on?
It's a stage drama. Ada the Country.
Ada the Country.
It's wonderful. I started with stage, and since I left teacher training college, I've not gone back to stage again, and this is the first stage I'm doing. So the thing is just really in my head. I'm so happy about it that it's bringing me back to my roots too. Yes, it's about Ada. When we talk about a nation, we talk about she. When we talk about her family, we talk about she, and then the she. What the she goes through to have that name that she has. That's the drama. And, this kind of a thing, I would say, come and see for yourself and hear. The writer of the scripts, I don't know the kind of intelligence she has. She spoke the mind of everybody.
Who's your writer?
I'm trying to remember.
I can't.
But the producer and director is
Lala.
Okay.
Lala is wonderful with directing, and I'm just seeing a different thing apart from what I've been doing for so many years.
Wow.
Everybody's going back to stage now, and I wonder. I said, because at some point we felt movie making was where the money is. But people like Lala, she did a monologue the last time and focused on stage and stage all the time. This one particularly, again, is an all-women cast.
Yes.
How exactly profitable? What thing they make all of now?
One go stage.
Do stage these days. Is it just for the
You
passion?
know, in every profession, you rise. So we have, it's like fame has made us
Laid back.
so this is bringing us back again. And you know, stage is different.
Yes,
because me, I did stage, I did radio, and then television. So I passed through them, and it's just that I dropped it after so many years, going with the trend, which is movie and all that. So that is where you discover yourself, stage, because you don't have to make a mistake. When you make a mistake, it affects every other cast.
Thing, yeah.
When is it opening? Is it on?
Tomorrow?
Oh!
2 o'clock. 2 p.m. tomorrow.
Fantastic.
Oh, no, today, sorry. Today.
Oh,
Second.
yes.
Today at the Muson.
Okay.
Yes, tomorrow, 2 o'clock, 7 p.m. Next one, it's just 2.
Yeah.
Professionals every other day, apart from today.
Okay.
Today is 2 o'clock. We are going on stage, and my fans will see me in a different way.
Yeah, because I was going to ask, are we witchy, wicked, or are we nice?
Why don't you come and see?
You are a movie witch. Who should see you as the witch?
How do people see Schwarzenegger?
Yeah.
The guy is always
It's always
There's one curiosity.
Young Prince and things like that.
What's your relationship with Chiwe Talago? Because husband and wife.
We're just colleagues.
In fact,
chemistry is just fire.
Some say Kemo.
Yes, there's part of.
Oh no,
Some
that's
people
the one
even think we are the same blood, but no, we're just.
Not, wow. Did you at some point feel you were stereotyped with your roles?
I never felt that, because every script comes with different reactions, and so I just see every script as a new one. I don't feel stereotyped at all. Yeah.
One good thing
go ahead.
about the country is that it's an all cast, all female.
We have one
male. Okay, so I've been following.
Apart
He's
from
a minority.
Music, apart from the music and anything, because it's a music drama.
So I wanted to know how the support is amongst you women. How is it working with each other? There's always this thing about women bringing down women supporting women. How is it
No,
exactly?
it's not done in drama, because if you do it, you are bringing it down. But everybody tries to maintain a tempo that we raise what we are doing and not to bring it down. Because once you bring in that kind of character, it affects the person that is working with you. You know, two people in drama may not even be in talking terms, but they kiss each other, hug, and do things.
Professionalism.
But yeah, when they say cut, you go back to what you were.
Let me take this call from London. Gladys, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Good morning. How is London this morning?
It's fine, thank you.
Happy New Year. Go ahead. You're live.
Yes,
Go ahead,
I'm only
please.
concerned about what they are discussing about abuse of helping people.
Yes. Go ahead.
Yes, my only issue is that some of this help that is being abused, and especially we who have been out for a long time, have simply abused the opportunity given to them. And I think we need to reveal on how we should help from now on. That's what I'm trying to.
Thank you, Gladys. Thank you very much. So, Ma, you were in the news recently concerning, is it, because you had your Christian beliefs and your religious beliefs on how we should behave, how we should wear clothes, how we should do. How has that been? I mean, people have been criticizing you, saying, is she not an actor? Can't you just put on that role? Mama G. Well, could you help us clarify what your intention was exactly when you say that?
When I act, I wear things that go with what the story I'm telling.
Yes.
But outside that, I'm Patience. When I'm acting, I carry a name that does not belong to me.
Mama G.
So I project that. After that, I come back to become Patience. And Patience is, are you quarreling with what Patience is? I'm not quarreling with what you are.
We go for awards events, you don't use makeup, you're just yourself.
Yes.
So at that moment, you're just patient. You're not...
I'm patient, yeah. So when I'm acting, I become what the story has made me to be.
Right.
They don't clash at all there. And then, acting is make-believe. So everything. And moreover, all these things, they highlight you for the camera.
Yeah.
It's not a must that you carry. I have seen a lot of makeup artists that don't even go with makeup.
Yeah, that's true.
So at some point, I was thinking that, being a born again now, it may be difficult for you to still continue your business of acting because, now you're going to be, the roles you play most times that we see in the movies are those very wicked roles. And I know that some people understand this acting. Our elderly people do not. They see you that is who you are. So did you come to any confusion on how should I continue with these roles or do I now play different roles because of my beliefs?
No. I'm not coming up with such things. I'm doing my work because if I was to be a doctor and before I got born again, I was into abortion and things like that. The only thing it could do to me is now that I'm a Christian, I know that God does not support that. I move away from it. But in acting, we do drama in church. And the person that is playing the role of a devil is not a devil. The one that is playing the role of a harlot is not a harlot. We do things concerning the story we are talking about.
That's interesting. So will Mama G do a nude with...
Mariam,
no, it's acting.
I have never done nude.
Yes, but...
And if you give me the role of a nude person and I don't like it, I say no to you.
Simple.
Okay.
But if I take it, I go nude.
And it's just acting.
And it's acting. But if I say I don't want it, maybe because of my religion, or even that naturally some people don't like to go nude, whether it has to do with their religion or not. But if for my religion's sake, I can't go nude,
would you tell an actor
I would reject it.
Would you tell an actor to go nude if you have to?
I will not, never.
So let me take some tweets. Kafilat is saying the real Mama G. That woman is truly a veteran.
Yes.
Her sense of humor is second to none.
I know.
In and out of Nollywood, she's just amazing.
Oh my goodness.
DJ Bab says, so good to see Mama G in the building. Mama G, hope the enemies won't be at war on stage today. Oh. And then you have so many. I'm just picking them one by one. Everybody just feeling you.
My fans are fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, he's tweeting on the other topic. He said, Mama G is right to an extent, but we need to be careful with family members because they are the ones that bring more problems. It's not always the case, but we've heard of many cases. So it will give birth to children you can look after. Family planning is key.
Fortune Abidemi says, dependents most times only have negative records of what their host did to them, but not the positive, even when the positive outweighs the negative, forgetting that even those negatives can and might be done to their own children as well.
Uju says, Mama G really all about communal living. And Agana, one concept on the show. I love it though. Business point.
Don't forget your brother.
Help me.
I have this tweet, this final tweet. This is Angel Sami says, I'm really a victim of that abuse. My parents took our cousin to live with us. He ended up raping me at the age of 7 and my sister at the age of 5 several times. Threatened to kill us if we tell our mom, till our mom caught him one day in the act. Please carry your problem individually.
That's a different perspective.
So I have
Unfortunately, we have to run. We have to run. I'll let you tell us the time again for this movie. The drama play premiere. Go ahead.
2 p.m. today.
At Museum Center.
At Museum Center.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
3 p.m.
2 p.m. and 7 p.m.
Are tickets selling at the venue?
Yes. And we've been selling on
social
media too. Okay. You can pick up.
Right.
Some places it's cheaper. And,
thank you very much. We have to run. Thank you so much. We wish you the best on this, and we'd like to watch it. So I'll definitely try to be there
come.
At some point.
Come, everybody come.
I'm talking about it. That's all we can take on today's show. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.